Well, we're following some developments this morning. Your kids' after-school programs, new sheriff deputy cars, and jobs could be on the chopping block in Bernalillo County because of some bad investments.
And today, the Bernalillo County Commission could essentially give a big slap on the wrist to County Treasurer Manny Ortiz because his investment strategy has put the county in a huge cash crunch. News 13's Samantha McDonald is live at Civic Plaza this morning, where it is bound to be a very interesting afternoon. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Matt. That's right. This will probably be one of the most watched and talked about Board of Finance meetings we've had here in a while. It's all about Treasurer Manny Ortiz and how he's handled millions of dollars in county money. We've been telling you about this story for about a month now. And Ortiz took most of the county's extra cash, about $70 million, and put it into his long-term investments. To his credit, those investments have made a few million bucks, but Ortiz has also tied up money the county needs to pay its bills. And pulling the investments out early have already cost more than $750,000. Going forward, the county says it's going to have to cut upwards of $40 million in programs and jobs so it can pay all its bills and not lose any more money, which will affect residents of the county. This means firefighters won't be getting a new fire engine, at least a dozen sheriff's deputies won't be getting new patrol cars, roads won't be getting fixed, parking lots won't be getting paved, and this is just the beginning because depending on how bad things get, jobs could be on the line, so could after-school programs for your kids.
When the treasurer, Mr. Ortiz, makes calculated bets that have gone wrong to hurt the taxpayers and investors in the county, I just feel action is necessary.
The treasurer has refused to talk to us, and if this vote goes through, it's purely symbolic, although one fed-up citizen has suggested we have a recall vote. Back to you.
All right, that was the gentleman you just heard from. Thank you for the heads up on everything, Sam. Now, besides a no confidence vote today, county commissioners are also set to talk about limiting how much power the treasurer has to make investments until there is more oversight. We'll be at the meeting today. We'll let you know what happens. Well, we have now learned a lot more about that mass shooting that happened in Duke City last weekend. The Albuquerque police said a man behind the shooting wrote multiple letters to friends indicating that he was ready to die. During a news conference this weekend, APD's Chief Alan Banks here said that the police have spent the past week interviewing folks who knew Christopher Chase, who told them Chase had a, quote, long hatred for law enforcement. Pictures here of the two semi-automatic guns used were also shown, along with 357 unfired rounds that Chase had with him for those guns. A lot of bullets. They were all loaded in magazines of about 30 bullets each or in drums of 70 bullets. At his home, investigators say they found a note taped to the front door with a name and a phone number. Inside, police say they did not find anything significant, but they did find even more notes.
We did note that there were empty ammo boxes inside the residence, and he had made notes out to his friends. We do believe that he felt that this was going to be his last day, as he indicated to his friends and acquaintances.
Chief Banks also added that investigators did not find any letters addressed to police inside Chase's home. However, police say Chase did leave fake booby traps there.
Bernalillo County Deputy Robin Hopkins, who was injured during the shooting, is recovering and is now out of ICU this morning. But the Sheriff's Department says she is still scheduled to undergo several surgeries to repair the damage done to her leg. This is cell phone video of Deputy Hopkins being put into a county rescue vehicle when the shooting happened. Police say Christopher Chase shot the deputy in the leg. Now, she is expected to stay in the hospital for several more weeks. 3 APD officers injured in the shooting are now all at home recovering.
5:34 now. Farmington could be facing some tough times economically very soon, and it could affect some life-saving services there. The Daily Times, the paper up there, reports that City Manager Rob Mays says that Farmington will have to find $5 million or make cuts from services, such as keeping up the streets, the fire department, and more, because the state will stop giving cities the tax money they would get if they taxed food and medicine. That's going to happen very soon. We'll keep you updated.
A horse slaughterhouse in Missouri is planning on opening today, and New Mexico's controversial horse slaughterhouse will likely open in the next few days. You see, on Friday, a federal judge ruled such slaughterhouses do not need an environmental review to open. Opponents had argued that review was necessary, and a judge granted the groups a temporary restraining order which is what has kept Valley Meat from opening up in Roswell. Now, that restraining order expired, and a judge denied the request for an extension.
Well, the late-term abortion ban issue here in Albuquerque was the focal point of a special mass this weekend presided over by the Archbishop of Santa Fe, Michael Sheehan.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
The Mass was at the Shrine of St. Bernadette in Albuquerque and included a message of prayer to end abortion and a message to pass the late-term abortion ban that is up for a vote in Duke City. Archbishop Sheehan showed his support for the ban by encouraging all members of the Catholic Church to get involved in any way that they could.
It's an evil thing to take the life of that little child, and so we're very much in favor of a ban on this late-term abortion.
Now, we did talk with one Catholic who was not at this service yesterday. She told us that despite her faith, she is still against the abortion ban.
I think the evil thing would be to condemn our women and families that are facing these really heartbreaking circumstances.
As we've told you, you can now vote early in the Duke City. Election Day is November 19th. It is 2 weeks from tomorrow. For more information on this, head to our website, krqe.com. And as voters head to the polls to decide this late-term abortion ban, some parents are still fuming about what their kids got for Halloween.
Yeah, this after a woman was handing out candy bars, apparently with some graphic anti-abortion cards attached. Frank Valdez says he couldn't believe that someone would put other people's kids in the middle of the fight having to do with the Albuquerque abortion ban.
We just noticed, these cards attached to certain candies, so we started pulling them off, and we're pretty shocked to see that kind of stuff targeted at kids.
All right, News 13 ended up tracking down the woman who handed out the treats. She didn't want to go on camera, but says she stands by what she did.
Well, life in prison or the death penalty, that'll be the big debate inside of a courtroom today in Albuquerque for a man convicted of killing these two tourists a few years ago. John McCluskey's attorneys say he cannot control his impulses or make good decisions because of brain abnormalities. The same jury that convicted him for killing Gary and Linda Haas back in 2010 will decide what McCluskey's punishment will be. We'll be in court today, and we'll let you know how things go.